could just eat donuts like me.
Yeah. Just being really good with what you eat, you know. You've got to concentrate on that end goal. I'm not very good at talking in front of the camera. Oh, and hopefully I get some commission from this gig.
Welcome to episode 6. This episode we discuss training from home, and I am going to let Christian introduce himself.
Hello mate, I'm Christian and I've been training with you 3 years or so now, on and off. But in the last year, maybe year and a half, I've been a bit more serious with the training.
With this subject being training from home, I want to kind of discuss training in the gym and training at home and the pros and cons of both. And you have done both. You've had gym memberships and you've trained at gyms and you've trained at home. With the lockdown situation, I think gyms have been closed for something like 9 of the last 12 months. People are maybe anxious and there's some nervousness about going back to normal. Hardcore gym goers, I know for a fact, are keen to get back into the gyms as soon as they open. However, there's some people that are still nervous about it. Some people hate training from home, some people like training from home, and I just wanted to get your take on it. Now, for anybody who's watching, Christian does have access to a weight bench, like a 4-foot barbell, some dumbbells, a pull-up bar, and just some other bits and bobs like bands, etc. So, how have you found training from home using that equipment that you have compared with the gym? And what do you sort of like and dislike about both?
Like Sam has just said, I was lucky enough to have access to some equipment because prior to lockdown I managed to purchase some equipment to do training from home, because one of the first reasons I spoke with Sam to write a program to work out from home was because I wasn't the most confident in going to a gym. The equipment kind of was limiting my workout, so I eventually had the confidence to go and join a gym, which was probably about 6 months before lockdown. Yeah, working out at a gym, and then obviously lockdown happened, and then I had to go back to the home workout equipment. But yes, there's obviously limitations on what you can do at home. What I have isn't as limited as I thought. You've been very versatile in switching things up and making them programs exciting and fun for me to do. However, obviously, gyms have machines and equipment. I suppose the pros are a gym, you're kind of unlimited as to what you can achieve, whereas home, yes, you are a bit more limited to it. But personally, I suppose the advantages to going to a gym, again, is that when you got to go to the gym, you go and you work out, you get there, you crack on with it. Whereas at home, I live with my wife and child, so it's not like I can just have a window to do workout. It's all dependent on what everyone else is doing, because I don't have access to a garage or anything like that. So I'm currently turning the living room into a workout space, which obviously you can imagine the wife isn't too keen about. And if my child is running about, she just wants to jump on the bench or pick up the weights or something like that. So it's not ideal. Having a gym membership, especially somewhere that's 24 hours, is great.
Obviously the convenience of gyms is good, and especially say you take a scenario of, okay, somebody lives in a 1-bedroom flat and just has some resistance bands. Obviously they're going to be keen to get away from resistance bands and their 1-bedroom flat and get back into a gym. It is just more convenient. Obviously it's a bit of a playground. However, given that most of us have been in lockdown for most of the year, take this scenario, somebody's keen to get back in the gym because they think it will give them the results they want, but they're also don't really want to be around loads of people. The clean as gyms are, they might just be anxious about it for whatever reason, and just a bit nervous about the new normal. So going back into a gym might be a bit daunting for them, so they might think, well, I want to work out from home, but I can't really be bothered because I'm not going to get the results. What would you say to that person? Because you've obviously achieved some extremely good workouts and very good results from following programs I've written for you at home. One thing I will say on this is that body weight exercise and stuff, you get to a certain point, especially if you're doing them in your house, that they suck because they're boring. It's all about this. So with some free weights, just with some dumbbells and a barbell and a bench, training from home, you can get some amazing results. No better necessarily than body weight. It's just because it's up here and it's just a bit more fun, right? So that situation, that person, what would you say to them? Would you say crack on, get yourself some weights, train from home, because actually it's really good and you can achieve some really good stuff? Advantages of using like drop sets, supersets, rest pause sets, negative reps, cheat reps, the list goes on. There's so much you can do to progress your training without getting into a machine. You can do loads. So what would you say to that person?
I would definitely say to that person, it's something to really consider. I mean, I've progressed so much from just doing home workouts, like you say, and you can do so many different ways to switch it up and make it more versatile and just make it more interesting, and still see the results. Personally, I won't be running back as soon as the gym's open, I don't think, because the way everything's gone recently, I don't think it's a really good idea to, go and join a gym where everyone's going to be rushing back to go to. I've got equipment at home. I've got workouts that are great. Yes, like I say, there's some things that I might not be able to achieve or find harder to achieve, but it's been over a year since I've been in the gym, and I haven't suffered for it. I think, if anything, I've needed these workouts to keep me sane. It's not only been a physical workout, but a mental workout for me. I think I would have really struggled had I not had these workouts. You've written many programs for me whilst I've been working at home, and you've managed to switch things up and make things interesting. And since I've been doing these workouts, it's pretty much been the same equipment I've been using. But yeah, you find ways where you keep testing yourselves, whether it's using the equipment you've got, or I did bag drags at one point where he made me find an old rucksack or something and just load that up with weights, and you're dragging it on the floor. Stuff like that I would never have thought of doing. Definitely consider working out from home if you are nervous. There's so many ways you can achieve your goals without leaving the comforts of your house.
Cool. Well, thank you. I think the take home from this is that regardless of whether you're in a gym or working out from home, everyone hits a plateau. Everyone gets bored of their routine. Everybody hits a certain point where they stop seeing results. And that's when you need somebody else or it helps to have somebody else to kind of make things interesting so they can keep progressing and going forward. And I think that when you're working out from home, that happens a lot easier. Like, it's easier to get stuck in a rut and lack motivation more from home. It still happens in the gym. People still hit plateaus all the time. And it's the same thing regardless. But from home, if you are anxious and you are working out from home, just because we've been through 3 lockdowns and you may not have done it yet, doesn't mean that you can't jump on and do it now. And like 3 years ago when Christian started training from home, then found the confidence to join a gym after that, and that was through following programs and kind of felt like he knew what he was doing. So many pros to having somebody else write a program for you, and the way I always do it is I find out what that person's capable of, what they want to achieve, and then I ask for a list of equipment, and I just write those programs based on their goals, what they can currently achieve, and the list of equipment they have. And it's really those 3 things. Is there anything else you want to add?
What I would say is, if you are thinking about trying to work out from home more often, or don't like the idea of going to a gym, then you should definitely get in contact with Sam. I can't big him up enough. Like I've said before, he would never have caught me in a gym prior to doing any of this training with Sam and these programs. he gave me that confidence in myself, physically and mentally, to be able to walk into a gym all by myself, like a big boy, and not feel intimidated by the other gym goers, or be worried about whether this scrawny boy is at this equipment and using it the wrong way, or what he's done with my training and how he's written my programs. He's tailored it in a way that, you know, makes it really exciting, and I'm forever testing myself and pushing myself and hitting new personal bests because of the way he's got me training. So yeah, I'd definitely say, if you're interested in working out from home or looking to go back into gyms, that he'll write you a program for what you need and what you're trying to achieve. Whether you're going to be a full-on bodybuilder to just someone who, you know, wants to concentrate on their fitness a bit more, he can definitely help you. Like he says, he takes into account what you're trying to achieve, what equipment you have access to. I've tried to write these kind of programs myself, you know, just by using YouTube videos and stuff that's out there, but they're not great, and they're not taking into account you personally and what you're trying to achieve and who you are and your physicalities. That's worth its weight in gold in itself. I think the fact that they are tailored programs for you. Unlike YouTube, where it's just some jacked up dude doing 100 sit-ups saying, you know, you need to do this every day for a month and you'll get a six-pack. In reality, that's not going to work, and it might do for some people, but I'm not going to do that every day for however long. These programs, they're great. They really switch things up. Like Sam says, you can find yourself plateauing, but that's when Sam will switch it up for you, and that's the joys of having these programs written and working alongside Sam. If there's any queries I've had with my form or anything like that, he's just a phone call away, a FaceTime away, and that's great. So it is like you're training in the gym to a certain extent, just without the access to the equipment. But it's not stopped me. I think the way he's writing these programs is great. It's really exciting. You're going for a Krispy Kreme? Yeah, so I'm going to eat a Krispy Kreme after talking about all of this. Krispy Kreme. Being really good with what you eat, you know, you've got to concentrate on that end goal.